Caroline.
Hi.
How you doing?
I am well.
Just well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm well. I'm making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, I remember you were telling me that you had a meet up with people in your practicum placement. How'd that go?
Yeah, it was really funny. So there's 4 of us all having our internship at the counseling center, and we met on Friday morning to have coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's a coffee shop in the geology building, which I did not know about. It's actually really good.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they have smoothies too.
Okay.
So, and it's kind of nice to get away from the area where we always are. So I'll probably end up going there more. So I met all of them, and we met some of our potential supervisors. We're going to be placed one-on-one, so one student to a supervisor.
Okay.
Because there's 4 LCSWs that are participating. But I still don't know which one I'm going to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really trying to, because we only met 2 of them. I met the other 2 at the initial interview, but that was months ago. So I don't want to get my heart set on anyone or get my hopes up. I'm just telling myself they're all great supervisors. They all have something different to offer, and whichever one I get, I get. I have no control over who I am selected for. So, but I'm excited, and I found out that I have my own office.
Yay. That
I can decorate. It was really funny. In one of my assignments to my marriage and family therapy teacher, she lets us write whatever we want. And so I was like, what do I absolutely need to put in my office? Because she's been in private practice for ages, and she knows exactly what an office is going to need. So it'll be interesting to see what she replies and says. But yeah, it's been good. This week's been good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's exciting to hear.
It is exciting.
Yeah. I'm glad that you get your own little space.
Yeah. My own little slice of heaven. So maybe I'll even get a little plaque with my name on it. I'll just take a picture of that and send that to my mom.
There you go, and have inspirational quotes on the wall.
Exactly. Cheesy photos. And tissues. Every therapist's office needs tissues.
Exactly.
Gotta buy a bunch of those.
Not the weird ones.
Yeah.
The comfortable ones.
The comfortable ones with lotion.
Lotion.
Yeah.
The way you said that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny. Well, I'm happy for you. That's really exciting.
Thank you.
Not people get that much of a a bundle when they are out there.
I got the full package.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling
good.
lucky.
Good.
So I recognize it.
Good. And then from the last time that we met to now, how do you think that you felt after we talked?
Oh, after last time?
Yeah.
It's good. I think that at the beginning of my semester, having to do so much therapy, in every single class, it made me realize how high-strung I've been lately. That even before grad school started, I had kind of stopped self-care and was just in go, 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 stuff it all down. You don't need to experience your emotions. Yeah. And then the wake-up call was when I cried in one of my classes. I was like, oh my god, this is not me. I do not cry. And so as I've been, I don't know, I kind of building up my emotional muscles and expressing myself more, trying to incorporate self-care, talking to my husband. I feel like things got worse before they got better, kind of. And then I think I'm on the down again, and that I can handle this.
Okay.
And it's fine. So, yeah.
I like how you said that, it gets worse before it gets good again. I like hearing that, and for you to recognize it.
It doesn't always just get better. Sometimes it...
See, yeah. And it could even get worse. But,
yeah.
And now you had said that self-care was non-existent, and now you're trying to get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of self-care activities do you engage in?
It's kind of funny because I think that I interpreted some of the stuff that I was doing as caring for myself, but it really wasn't. That, things like wasting hours on the internet or sleeping in. Like I used to do a ton of sleeping. And I think it was because my job has such ridiculous hours that I would spend on my days off like half of it sleeping, thinking that that was me caring for myself, when really I was feeling this just kind of emptiness that my life just consisted of work and being alone. Work, being alone, work, being alone. And so I'm trying to be more intentional now about like scheduling time to spend with my family or my husband, or I like did my cuticles, like they look real good. Look how shiny my thumbnail is. I like buffed my nails, you know. Do you see my hair is curled, right? The other day, like maybe a week ago, it was like 1 a.m. My brother walks into my room because he sees that I'm awake, and I'm straightening my hair. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Christian, I realized that I haven't straightened my hair in over a month." And so I was like, "So damn it, I'm straightening it."
At 1 a.m?
Yes, and I was like, "I don't care that it's late." I was like, "My hair's gonna look fabulous." And so, like, since I had that realization that, like, I was growing hair in places that I usually take care of, and so I've just been really trying to get back to that stuff that, like, makes me feel human, makes me feel like someone's taking care of me, and that person is me. So, it was funny though, yesterday I got 8 hours of sleep, and I woke up, and I was in the best mood, because I average about 5.5 to 6 hours every night.
Oh my.
Like, consistently, without fail. And so, someone switched me shifts at work, so I didn't have to do a turnover where you get off at 11 p.m. and go back at 7 a.m. And so I woke up, and I was like, the only way I can describe it was giddy. I was just rolling in my bed laughing because I was so happy. So, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it made me realize, like, I need to prioritize sleep, because if I feel that good when I get just 8 hours, it's so funny, I went from sleeping, like, constantly and feeling disgusting to not getting any sleep to now that I get the amount I'm supposed to have, I feel amazing.
Wow.
So I'm going to try and stick to that.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. You should watch my Instagram story.
Oh gosh.
Because I'm like snuggling with my cat, and I'm like, ha 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 ha. I was like so happy.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I find it interesting that you had said, you know, your self-care was like spending hours on the internet, and that's funny because people do. They're like, they want a relief, and like, you know, just open up the phone, and sometimes what you need is to be away from the phone and be with the things that are like really connecting to you, like your husband. Yeah,
like my husband, or making art, or exercising, going out with friends, getting out of my house,
doing your hair.
Doing my hair. Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm really happy that you're, you know, feeling so much better.
Yeah.
And being able to get up and just laugh because you have 8 hours.
I planned a vacation too. I'm only gonna have like 1 week off between semesters because I start a week early at my practicum.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I gotta jam pack that week. So I just bought my play tickets. My husband and I are gonna go see a play.
Okay.
Like 4 or 5 hours south of here, and we're gonna stay with his grandparents.
Okay. It's
so weird when you get married how like you get a new family. Because I'm like calling this woman I don't even know, and I'm calling her grandma. Grandma Tony, can we come stay with you? So we're just asking this stranger to come. But she was like, yes, absolutely. So we're going to stay with his grandparents. And then we're going to go see the play, which I loved, The Prince of Egypt, as a child. Okay. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh my God. I'm not even religious anymore. It's about like Moses, okay? It's about Moses, but it's a musical. And it's just so powerful that like I know I'm gonna cry. I cry every time I watch that movie, so I'm so excited. No, and I splurged too. Like there were the $48 tickets and then the $92 tickets, and I bought me the $92
to get closer.
Yes, we're in the 5th row.
Wow.
And this is like a giant, like, theater, like, huge, like, New York, Broadway huge. So, I'm pretty freaking excited. So it's officially scheduled in, and I'm gonna have like 2.5 weeks off of work straight. I have 120 hours of unused PTO. The last time I took a vacation was November of 2016.
You need this.
I know.
Wow.
So it's all work and no play.
You have a bunch of stuff coming
Made
up.
me really stressed. So yeah. So I'm finally, not just working in school and work in school and work in school. Like, I'm realizing that you got to use the PTO.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to use my 1 week off to work.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me how that is.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
it's gonna
excited
be
for
so
you.
good. And apparently my grandpa has this little like dirt buggy, dune buggy. What do you call those? I don't know. He's got like a little car motorcycle thing.
Okay.
But anyway, they named it Esmeralda. There's like this cute little LDS couple, and they're like dirt biking in St. George.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ride around with them in the desert and get my adventure on with some retired folks.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you're getting, like, time to do stuff that you want to and, like, being able to utilize, like, pay time off because,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, we get paid while I'm on vacation.
I know! That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a vacation.
Yeah, right.
So, I want to kind of transition a little bit and, you know, you're feeling amazing and, like, you're being able to care for yourself and like have that like self-care, but also being able to utilize it appropriately and feel good about it.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty about any of it. Yeah.
No.
I'm like, damn it, I earned this.
That's exciting, and
Yeah.
I'm like really happy for you for that. And now, you know, I think it's a good time to maybe bring in Grandma Margie, you know. If she had walked through the store right now and she was sitting in like the chair over there and listening to you talk right now, how do you think that she would respond to this happiness that you're feeling?
Well, it's so funny. Like, in my family, like in the previous generation, not like my mom to me, like, grandparents don't talk to the grandchildren.
No?
No. And it's super weird. Like, they talk to their children about the grandchildren.
Okay.
So, like, I never really had conversations with my grandma. Like, we just didn't connect. Every time I tried to talk to her, she'd talk to me about how I, like, need to pray. Or, like, I don't know, try and give me some advice, but, you know, she didn't even finish high school. So it's like, we didn't relate on that level. Like, thank you, Grandma. Thank you for your words of wisdom.
Yeah.
But the funny thing, though, is that once you tell them all of your accomplishments and all of your progress, once they leave, they tell everyone they know.
Yeah.
So, like, if she heard that I was doing well and that I had this internship and stuff, that she wouldn't talk to me about it. She'd just say, like, congratulations, Mija, I'm so proud of you. That sounds amazing. Thank God. You know, let's pray. And then she'd, like, pray with me. And then she'd go and tell everyone she knows that her granddaughter has this amazing whatever going on. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
Because as opposed to, she would call my mom every single day just to talk and pray. I cannot underemphasize the importance of prayer in this family. Like, my mom and my grandma, cumulatively each day, probably spent, like, 5 hours praying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which to me is, like, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it does anything. I mean, like, I don't think that you can act on behalf of, like, some supernatural power, right? But I know that for them it was very comforting and centering and meditative. So I see the value in it in that regard. But as far as the, like, praying for someone who's sick, like, if they get better, it's not because you prayed. I don't think so anyway. Some people firmly believe that. I'll let them keep hoping.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like if you want them to get better, just like bring them some soup and some Tylenol. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, there's a divide there as well. Yeah, and that divide is between me and my mom currently as well. That it's like her faith
religious
is what's most important to her in her whole life, and I don't have faith, so we can't share that. And we used to be able to when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. And now, how is like that religious piece, torn apart that relationship with your mother?
I don't know if it's necessarily torn it apart.
Okay.
Like, we still have a relationship, but I think my mom often feels inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
And because she didn't finish her school and she just never had a career, and like everybody needs to have something that's theirs, that they're proud of, they can talk about, and the only thing that my mom that's hers is her kids. So we're what she talks about. And so I think that with us growing up, she lost a lot of her sense of identity, and I think that when she speaks, especially with my brother, she's really intimidated about like, what do I talk about? So, especially with her faith being such a big part of her life, like that's what she would talk about with her family, and she can't with us because she knows that it'll push my brother away. And I will just listen nicely, but I can't play that with her, I can't see that through and be like, yes, let's pray together, because she knows that I no longer believe that, even though we've never explicitly spoken about it. I think she's too intimidated to talk about it with me. I spoke with my dad about it once, on a family vacation, and he didn't try and force it on me or tell me I was bad. They're never shaming, ever. Mm-hmm. But I don't like to talk about it with them because I feel like it would give them great sadness, because they think that I need to be saved. And if they felt like I wasn't, it would just tear them to pieces. So it's just kind of like we don't go there in conversation. We'll talk about their faith, but we won't talk about mine or my brother's. So I'll be like, did you find a new church yet? And like I'll invest in that with them, but my mom would never ask me if I'm like going to church. She knows I'm not. Yeah. Sometimes I think she believes that like my prayer is more powerful than hers or something. And if something's really bad, she'll ask me to pray. And I'll like pray on the phone with her, but I don't know, you just do it to make someone happy, I don't think there's any harm in it. I'm not gonna like offend some god that I don't even think exists. So I'll pray with her. So it's still in the relationship, but it's kind of like, you don't ask and I won't bring it up. So yeah. My brother and I are the odd ones out in the family on both sides. Both sides of my family are very Christian. And I feel like probably about half of the grandchildren ended up leaving their faith. But, so we're the half that's kind of like on the outskirts. And everybody else participates in the very religious family gatherings. I'm not even kidding. Like, when my family gets together, like when we would go to my grandma and grandpa's, we would like have church services in the house. In the house. Yeah. Like, it's that intense. So, me and my brother don't necessarily feel comfortable for a long time. No.
Wow. I feel like that does play a big role in like your family if it's, really important to most of them, and
it's who they are.
Yeah. And now with your Grandma Margie,
Mm-hmm.
you know, spending like all this time with your mother on the phone and being able to have that prayer aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Now that she now that she has died,
Mm-hmm.
and your mom doesn't have that piece of her life anymore,
Mm-hmm.
how has that affected her?
My mom?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think that she's experiencing complicated grief because her mom didn't tell her she loved her until she was 30 years old. Till my
Until your
mom was 30. So not just till my grandma was 30, but till my mom was 30. And while there's always been a lot of love, it was never explicitly stated.
Mm-hmm.
And because my mom was the last of 5 and a surprise and like much later, they were kind of already done with the whole kids thing.
Mm.
And there was some emotional abuse. And so I think that my mom, they got very close in like the last 15 years of my grandma's life. And so she's actively like grieving the loss of that closeness.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, there was so much that went unresolved and they never got to talk about that was very painful for my mom, that she's also very angry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think she's not sure how to feel. And I don't know if she's necessarily talking to anyone about it. My dad's not really the best listener. So she's kind of probably just processing it on her own and praying it out.
Mm-hmm.
She's praying it out. But yeah, it kind of makes me think like, what do I need to do to like make sure the relationship stays in a good place? So that like
With your mother?
Mm-hmm, so that like one day I will lose her.
Yeah.
And I need to be mindful of like, it's like that song, oh, how does it go? Little boy blue and the man on the moon, when you coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. Do you know that song?
No.
It's a song about a father who's always too busy to spend time with his son.
Okay.
And then the son wants to spend time with him, so he keeps getting turned down by Dad because Dad's too busy. And then once Dad's retired and wants to spend time with his son is working and has his own kids and doesn't want to spend time with them. And so it's about how they both said, like, one day we'll, like, meet each other in the middle and spend time together, and it never happens. And it's a very sad song. But it, like, teaches the lesson of, like, you need to make time, like, you need to invest in the relationship. So that's why, even though, like, on my 1 week off, that's why I'm driving my mom's cat out to her,
Mm-hmm.
because, like, I recognize that she's in a very hard part of her life. And so actions speak, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that and bring her joy, and I'm sure that'll like feed her happiness for like a solid 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she'll have something to tell everybody. My kid came out and visited me. Yeah. And then she'll have her cat to be with her too as a comfort, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be good. Yeah. She's definitely feeling my grandma's loss
Mm-hmm.
more than I am, so I think that it's kind of on me as, I don't know, the most emotionally present person in the family, to help her through it.
I know you say it's on you, but is there like this pressure too, or
You know, I think for once there kind of isn't. I think in the teenage mentality of like, I'm only doing this because I have to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's gone, and that as I'm getting older, I'm trying to play a more active role in creating a relationship with my parent, because it's always the parents trying to do stuff for us.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be close to us. They want to know what's going on. Like, you know, when you come home from school, they ask how your day was, but you don't ask how their day was. You know, like, it's kind of one-sided for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to flip that and meet each other halfway. And so I actually feel really good about doing it as an act of kindness, because it makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I'm not selfish and that I can prioritize others as well as myself when the time is right. So
And
I feel good
it's
about
hard,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm really relieved that I thought there would be some pushback from my husband, because there's literally nothing fun to do where they live.
Yeah.
Like, we're just driving a cat across the country to go
But
just
you know.
spend a weekend in a kind of boring town in California. So, and he didn't even flinch. I think he recognized too that, like, I need this.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just kind of realized that just now, like, he didn't push back on that at all. I told him I needed to do it, and he just said, okay, and then we're gonna go. So I feel supported.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's really good, because it's something that's, you know, been a long time coming, and
Yeah.
and you say it's
yeah.
gonna bring you joy, and it's gonna make you feel good for meeting that halfway
Right.
for your mother, you know, at
Yeah.
something that's so difficult for
Yeah.
her, and equally as difficult for you, maybe.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see them in a new environment, like in their new apartment and in a new town. My dad's in a new job, so how that will change them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to go find out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know we don't have much time left, but
Oh yeah.
you know, within these next weeks, I think it's important to go back to our conversation that we had at the start of session, you know,
I don't
that
remember.
happiness and self-care that you were feeling.
Oh, self-care, yeah.
You know, and
It's going well.
how you recognized, you know, you had this down point of your life, and it was able to kick back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
and,
Being aware,
you know,
not
yeah.
just going through the motions.
Mhm.
I started realizing, what am I doing?
Mhm. You know, remember that and how it feels
Mhm.
as you, like, go through this journey of, like, rekindling something,
Mhm.
or, you know, driving all the way across country
Right.
just to
Give someone their
have,
cat.
yeah, have this experience,
Yeah.
something that's going to bring so much joy to somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel that your heart will just be, like, glowing because
I hope so. I hope it's good. That'd be sad if we went through and then it was bad, but I don't think it'll be bad.
All right. And then when I see you next time, you know, I would love to hear all these things and
How it went.
yeah, hear
Okay.
how it was to travel out there, see your mom, and be able to have conversations, you know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get more of a feel for where she is in her grieving process.
Yeah, and I would love to explore maybe the grief experience that you've had,
Mhm.
not only with your grandma, but I think with your mother as well.
Mhm.
I think that is important too.
Yeah.
So I would like to be able to hear that relationship
Yeah.
and how that has shaped you.
We could talk about it.
Alright, well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'll see you in a couple weeks because I'll be in California.
Yes.
And I'll be going to go see a musical.
You'll have fun.
Oh my god.